Hi everyone, my name is Aniket and I'm from PICT Pune. I'm currently pursuing computer science engineering and I'm in my third year. So in my previous semester, I pursued a research internship from IIM Ahmedabad. The duration of that internship was from July 2020 to October 2020. The reason for pursuing a research internship at IIM was that being a student of computer science, I just wanted to explore new areas where we could potentially make use of the technology to solve some kind of a business problem. It turned out that the problem that which we needed to solve, it was based on economics. So I used my data science knowledge and assisted the professor in solving such problems. But before we get into all the details, I'd like to thank the non-engineers team for inviting me to their channel, and let's get started. Okay, so the process for looking for these professors under whom you would like to intern is a pretty well defined one. You just firstly go to the websites, to the institute's webpage, go to their faculty list, then you will get a list of all the professors who are teaching in that institute, as well as their areas. If you have like 2 or 3 research areas previously determined which you'd like to explore, click on the professor who is working in that research area. Generally, you will also find the past research work that they've done or the current research that they're pursuing. It is a very good idea to read through the past research work that they've done, read through their articles, read through published research papers. I had just started exploring data science and machine learning, so I was very interested in problems or research statements in which data science can be applied, of course in a management oriented research field. So what I did was I primarily looked at professors from functions like economics, operations, and finance, and accordingly I went through the research papers. After that, I just contacted the professor over email. Okay, so coming to my CV, as I had already mentioned, I was looking for a data science or a data analysis type of internship. So basically, my CV was tailored towards that. I had written my CGPA in the academic section. After that, the most important 2 sections you guys have to write about. The first one is skills. In skills, I had written about the tools, technologies, and the softwares that I'm comfortable using. I had also mentioned about the languages that I had previously used, and all the frameworks, libraries of those languages. And after that, there came the project section. In the project section, I had done a couple of projects. They were self projects, but I made sure to mention it in that section. For each project, if you guys write 2 or 3 points, it's more than enough, explaining the extent of your project. I had included my volunteering work as well as extracurriculars. So that was it for the CV. And regarding the cover letter, I'll just tell you all a quick framework you should use, and I'd use the same too. And it's a very helpful framework, both for you to write as well as the professor to read and understand and judge whether the candidate is worthy of an internship or not. In the first paragraph, after the salutations, introduce yourself and tell your purpose of writing this letter. In the second paragraph, mention some research works of the professor that you had read, and what you all found interesting in those research works. So this is very important and it shows genuine curiosity. It also shows a thoroughness, that means that the applicant has actually taken the trouble to go through the professor's researches, their previous publications, and actually read through them. In the third paragraph, mention your skills, mention what you're good at, what you've done previously, and also mention what values or what skills you bring to the table and how you can assist the professor in their research works. So I started looking for professors for an internship in the months of March or April. So in these months, I was constantly looking at professors, their profiles, their research areas, and their previous works. I sent a mail to one of these professors in the first week of May. He responded after 2 or 3 weeks, saying that he was interested, and he wanted to have a quick chat with me regarding the methods that I had proposed. This email came in the last week of May. So I would say that professors usually take 2 or 3 weeks to respond. But I've heard of cases where the professor hasn't responded for a month. Maybe he's busy. So I had 2 interview rounds in total before I was offered the position. All of the communication happened, interviews or meetings thereafter. All of these happened on Zoom. So the in the first Zoom call, I was asked to give an introduction. The professor also asked me about what technologies I'm comfortable using, what are my skills. He also ended up asking me about some projects that I had did. But I think this was like 40% of the interview. But after that, it was mainly focused on the methods that I had proposed to the professor. We had quite a nice discussion about what I had proposed and if it would work or not, and if we were to pursue that line of research, how would we go about it. In the second call, which happened I think 3 or 4 days, the professor explained me what he was actually doing, what research he was actually doing, about what outputs he was expecting, and after that the professor just told me to start working on the project. I could not go to the IIM Ahmedabad campus due to COVID-19. All of the work that I did from home itself for the entire duration of the internship. I would have been very excited to go to the campus, but unfortunately, I couldn't get to go to the campus when I did my internship. Okay, so my work was basically related to data science and ML. I can't share the exact details of the project of what I did, but I can sure give you all a quick overview regarding the project. So basically, what I did was I had to scrape data, I had to collect data from different websites, from different sources on the internet, and then I had to make good data sets. After making the data sets, I had to clean the data set, perform exploratory data analysis on it, see what features are there, determine what features to use, and after that I had to model the data and train the data using a machine learning model. I tried experimenting with a lot of machine learning models. I tried to make some changes to the pre-existing models, and then after that I had to make the predictions, show the results in the form of visualizations or the raw data. So the learning curve was very steep. I got to have hands-on experience with Python and various libraries of Python that we use for data science and machine learning. Also, the one of the biggest takeaways of this project was I was very astounded how machine learning and data science concepts can be used in fields like economics to determine and predict results. I found my professor to be very, very supportive of the work that I was doing. He would explain the work that was required to be carried out to me once. If I didn't get it, he would again explain it twice, thrice until I got it. And believe me, there were a lot of moments. Sometimes things just fly over your head, but the professor was very supportive and he would patiently explain everything from scratch until I had got it. We would have weekly review meetings where he would look through the code and the results that I had gotten and I was trying to work on. Personally, whenever I would email the professor like saying I think I've got something, or I want to show something that was very interesting, he would respond quickly, and he would conduct a meeting, of course an online meeting, on the same day itself or after a couple of days. So as far as I've heard and read articles about students who did an internship at IIMs, it doesn't matter if you are an engineering student or commerce student or an art student, your major and your branch doesn't matter. The only thing is, if you have some previous experience in these fields and you would like to apply your experience, you would like to explore more of the said field, you have some other skills that you can leverage in this research field and assist the professor with their work, or even if you have just read something, found it very interesting, and you're willing to work on that, even if you fit any one of these three categories, you should apply to an internship. You just have to be disciplined, you have to be self-driven, and you have to be very curious. And I think these qualities, I think every professor looks for these qualities in their interns. Alright, so some pieces of advice from me. The first tip is do your research very very seriously regarding to which professor you'll apply. Quality of the applications will matter, not the quantity. Do not send bulk emails to professors. It's very disrespectful to the professors also, I feel, because you don't even care to personalize emails and you just send out generic emails to lots of them. I think what you have to do is, after you write the original email containing your cover letter and your CV, and if the professor doesn't respond after a week of sending that email, you will find a lot of templates for writing follow-up emails on the internet. So your original email, and then after a week, if the professor doesn't respond, you write the follow-up email. After that, don't send any emails to the professors. So all the best to everyone who will be applying to internships at IIM. I hope my experience has helped you in understanding what has to be done, what has to be not. And a quick word about the non-engineers team. Thank you so much for letting me share my experiences through your YouTube channel. And I hope these experiences will help a lot of people, and I know for sure that they'll be reaching a lot of people. um, and also I've been following your channel as well as your blogs for quite a while now. Your content is really good. Keep it up, and thank you so much.